So, right.
That's
And he
an
left,
excellent
I think he left Kobe out. How about that?
That's true.
Criminal, as in there should be charges.
They really should. I mean, you can't justify putting Shaq in ahead of Kareem. But I wanted to mention one other thing, and this is, trust me, I'm not the kind of guy who would plug, what he's written, the latest column or anything. But this just what I'm about to say just happens to be, my latest column at MiamiHerald.com, which you could Google and find and read. But this is a fantastic Final Four coming up, and I know. A lot of people are complaining, oh, my gosh, there's no Cinderella, there's no elite program, there's no Zion Williamson. This is one of the best Final Fours in my memory. Not that my memory is very good as I age, but nevertheless, you have two teams in their first ever Final Four. You have another one that was last in a Final Four during Ronald Reagan's first term. And in Michigan State, you have a program that hasn't won a national title since 2000. I can't think of another Final Four where you've had no team that's been a national champion for almost 20 years. That's refreshing to me. I think it's a great Final Four.
I mean, that is interesting, actually, Greg. But here's the problem. No one cares about Texas Tech. I don't think anyone cares about any of these teams other than Michigan State. And that's a problem for the NCAA and a problem for viewers. It is.
It's 12:47. The temperature outside here on beautiful South Beach is 81 degrees on ESPN Radio.
That's it? You're out of material?
Yeah, I'm out of material.
You know what? You stop with what the temperature is, and that's it.
Right.
You're done talking.
polls.
You're still in the
You
lead
tease
chair.
polls.
You know what? Let's get to the polls, Stugotz. How about that?
I didn't hear you. Billy was telling me in my headset that he thinks the AAF has folded.
What a shock. Oh, my God.
Billy, is that a prank or is it real? As the AAF already, they were having trouble making payments.
Pranking it.
So a minute ago, Darren Ravel tweeted out, sources, the AAF will suspend all football operations today. New owner Tom Dundon will lose approximately $70 million on his investment. Dundon makes decision against wishes of league co-founders Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian. And then Pro Football Talk 6 minutes ago tweeted, all the AAF football operations will be suspended in the next few hours. Per sources with knowledge of situation, league is not folding yet, but it's heading that way.
Wow. What a raging embarrassment. Even by spring football standards, that's got to be the shortest-lived league in history, right?
How funny does Vince McMahon find all of this? Charlie Ebersol tried to steal his idea, tried to beat him to the punch a year before, and Vince McMahon, the second go-around, XFL 2.0, signs Oliver Luck, pays him a lot of money to be the commissioners, taking extra years to do everything right.
Right.
And he thought the young buck that directed the 30 for 30 on him could beat him to the punch. Well, not going great.
So Johnny Football's a free agent again.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Yep. And now Spurrier says he refuses to believe these latest reports. He said that on a golf course. He refuses to believe any of this. He's just upset because they had a themed Steve Spurrier cruise that is now going to get canceled.
Why is he on a golf course? Shouldn't he be doing stuff?
Well, that's the reason the whole thing is folding. Right. But he had this themed cruise where you could talk X's and O's with the old ball coach, and now it's in jeopardy. You'd go on that cruise, right, Greg?
Oh, I totally would. Yeah. All right, let's get to the polls, huh?
You are crushing it.
How do you get to the polls?
Stugotz reads poll results.
At Lebitard Show on Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
What does America want to see more? Around the Horn or the 11th inning of Pirates Cardinals? 72%, thank you, said Around the Horn. What a travesty that was yesterday. Do you enjoy having a rules expert on your broadcast? Wow. 56% of the audience said no.
Woo!
Love it.
Validated. Vindicated.
Validating it.
Validating it.
Did you know that if you remove one olive from each tray in first class, you save $40,000 a year?
It's American Airlines with some cost cutting that is olive deficient.
Take two. 86% of the audience said no. Does Bob Huggins look like a Major League Baseball umpire? 91% of the audience said yes. Does Tom Rinaldi speak to your soul? 66% of the audience said yes.
What are you laughing about,
Doesn't
Cody?
he?
He speaks to the soul of Stugat. Stugat,
Yep.
the Masters is his favorite time of year. We will absolutely lose him as soon as that starts on a Thursday and Friday.
It's magical.
That is next week. You agree, though? You love the Masters the way I do.
I've covered one Masters. I've been there once, and I fell in love.
Yep.
Stugatz, are you any closer to getting on Augusta? It's been a quest. Like, to me, if I told you which would be the greater achievement, getting on at Augusta or being on Around the Horn, I think Augusta would be you want to go with your dad. Are you getting any closer to getting on Augusta?
So I had Scott Van Pelt on Stupidity recently, and he says he knows a guy, and he thinks he can help me get it done. But it's very important that my dad, be with me. I want to get this done before my dad is healthy. My dad, while old, is still in very good shape, and I play golf with him a couple of times a week. But he's got a few years left before he can handle a course like Augusta, or he won't be able to handle it in a few years. And so Scott's trying to get it done. And by trying to get it done, I asked him on the podcast, and I think Scott hasn't thought about it since. Just my best guess.
As soon as he hung up, he never thought about it again. He never will think about it again.
Well, I haven't followed up because I'm hesitant to do so. I'm hesitant to because I got
a rare shame from Stugat.
Well, I asked a lot of Scott in that interview. I said, next time I'm in Bristol, I will sit in and do Sports Center with you. He said, done. Love the idea. Done. Then I wanted to, and I did, ask him if I could be part of ESPN's golf coverage.
Oh, we need you there.
So I'm making some massive asks of Van Pelt here, and I don't really want to follow up and pressure him on playing against
Mike, Stugatz is doing a lot of lacrosse broadcasts now with the idea of he wants to be a Gooligan broadcaster. He wants to get in on some golf coverage.
I don't think we promoted that enough. When's your next lacrosse broadcast? Do you know?
I have the women's Final Four that I'm doing this year that I'm very excited for. I have the Ivy League tournament, men's tournament, I believe in Princeton, New Jersey on a Friday and a Sunday that I'm doing as well. And I might have a Syracuse-Duke game next week on ESPN.
You might have a game next week?
Next weekend, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know, please, so we can promote that properly, because I think you wanted a bit of a soft opening for it. We didn't promote it nearly enough.
Okay, I will let you know.
You're listening to the Greg Cody Show on ESPN Radio. Hey, it's 82 degrees now, up one from the last report. By the way, there was a looks like earlier that I was nodding at, because I have to admit I'm not proud to say this, but it was to the effect you make an excuse why you can't give a kid $1 coming out of a grocery store. I use that same excuse. All I have is, sorry, kid, all I've got is plastic.
Right.
Because, I go in and out the store 40 times. There's always somebody panhandling out there wearing a little uniform.
Right. I mean,
Anyway.
but they're asking for money for the basketball team.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Usually it's a baseball
What's that
team.
Mickelson story you were telling us during the break that was so great? Because Stugatz loved rolling through that Mickelson story, because this is exactly how you would imagine that Phil Mickelson would find himself. I don't know if this story is true. I don't know if it's been confirmed anywhere.
Oh, it's got to be true, right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
Mickelson has confirmed it. Jake Owen was performing at Jordan Spieth's wedding. Phil Mickelson was invited to the wedding. Jake Owen, a country music star, was railing against Phil Mickelson, saying, hey, you owe me $30 for that event you and Tiger did, which was some of the worst golf I've ever seen in my entire life, and the pay-per-view wasn't working.
Yeah.
Mickelson was getting offended. Spieth and some of the guys.
Legitimately getting offended.
Yeah, they were having some laughs, though, like Spieth and Ricky Fowler, guys like that. So Mickelson pulled out $100. And upon handing it to Jake Owen, said, I won 90,000 of these yesterday. Go bleep yourself. Now, Owen told the story. Mickelson confirmed.
That's
That is Lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is Lefty at his best. I mean, Greg, you love Lefty. That is Lefty at his best. is
That's
it
a
not?
fact, Jack.
This was the Dan Levatar Show on ESPN Radio.
We live in a racist country.
The weather's heating up, which means it's the perfect time to get that next job done. At AutoZone, we have the free services you need to do it right. Like our AutoZone Rewards program. Sign up is free, and right now you'll get a $5 bonus reward when you join the program in-store with a valid email. And we've got great offers on STP oil, starting at just $16.99 for a 5-quart jug of STP conventional motor oil. Let us help you at more than 5,600 locations nationwide. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Stugatz here. Hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart. That place is ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, but they don't stop there. With their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job. And right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Dan. That's ZipRecruiter.com/DAN. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The all-new halftime.
Put your conspiracy hat on. What if in order to keep the actual Arkansas coach under wraps, a smoke screen was created? Sampson and Yurchek met, and they came to this plot, say, we're going to act like we're going to hire you. Jack your price up so you get a fat raise, while at the same time, everyone is focused on that. Sampson is telling his people to tell news sources down in Houston and Arkansas. The same story is spread throughout Arkansas media that Kelvin Sampson is the guy. That way, in reality, the real Arkansas coach, whoever it may be, no one's tracking that.
Supposedly, then Coach Sampson is able to utilize all of this leverage.
Exactly.
And the 30-win season and Sweet 16 appearance for the first time in decades at Houston.
And stay where he wanted to all along, and stay in Houston.
Every weekday from 12 to 2, only on ESPN 95.3.
You're born amazing, and at Baptist Health, we want to keep you that way. In fact, that's our mission, to not only provide the most skilled doctors and nurses to heal you from sickness or injury, and comprehensive care to support your recovery, but also to be your guide to health. Also, you can keep on inspiring, keep on reaching, and keep on amazing. For the care that keeps you amazing, visit Baptist-Health.com.
Winner! The next time you walk into your local lottery retailer, you could walk out with a big cash payout. The new Payout family offers 5 different scratch-offs that range from $1 to $20, with prizes from $5,000 all the way up to $500,000. So, whether you're stopping for gas or a cup of coffee, don't forget, you could win an instant jackpot if you grab a payout on your way out. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Unlimited personal group training at the Fort Smith Athletic Club. Personal group training is a great way to create accountability for your fitness while improving mobility, endurance, and overall wellness. Reach your fitness goals faster with personal group training. Only $60 a month. Call Mike Johnson at 479-926-0193. These workouts are high intensity and get results in under an hour. Only $60 a month. Call for class schedules and details. 479-926-0193. Results happen here at the Fort Smith Athletic Club.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Lots of sunshine today. Our high temperatures this afternoon will climb into the middle 60s. A few passing clouds overhead tonight, low 40s. And then we should see sunshine returning on Wednesday, upper 60s to low 70s. Showers and thunderstorms with us Wednesday into Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Mosquito Joe. Don't let mosquitoes ruin your outside fun this year. Call Mosquito Joe at 479-202-9960 to keep your yard mosquito-free, or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith, from the Bush and Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Broadcasting live from the Bud Light Studio.
I love Arkansas! I love everything here! Give me that thing here! Woo!
on your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry. You know, anything travels that far, ought to have a damn stewardess on it, don't you think?
With Phil Elson.
Bill, I think you do a spectacular job.
And Tye Richardson.
Tye, I love the way you talk, buddy.
Pack your bags, load them up, gas the car, and raise that bright red flag to the skies. 423 miles away, the Emerald City awaits. The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
Day 7 of the Arkansas basketball coaching search. We knew yesterday would be crazy. We knew you didn't really know what to believe. Doesn't matter what it is you're talking about. I mean, Tom Brady signed up for Twitter and saying he's retiring. No matter how many of us would like for that to happen. I guess maybe the big surprise was he signed up for Twitter. And now, well, yesterday there were the reports of Kelvin Sampson talking with the University of Houston about a new contract and an extension that would pay him upwards of about $3 million per year. And it appears that this is going to be true. So yesterday, something that we heard was true. Imagine that. And now you've even got other reports that don't sound like they make much sense. Jerry Stackhouse as the next head coach of Vanderbilt without any college coaching experience, certainly no head coaching experience. That sounds like the beginning of an April Fool's Day joke. Not like I know Jerry Stackhouse personally, but it just feels a little bit weird to be going to a name that really never gets thrown around in any of the coaching searches or has any head coaching experience. You know, we're going from a guy now in Kelvin Sampson. If we are to put the whole Kelvin Sampson thing to bed, you're going from the most experienced coach that supposedly was available during this offseason to now, as even some of our own personalities here on ESPN Arkansas are talking about, a coach in Eric Musselman, perhaps. And not just perhaps, by the way, but there are some that say this is 100%. A guy that does have some of that NBA experience, even as a head coach, and now has the experience of 4 years taking a previously, I love the term moribund Nevada basketball team.
You're going to have to explain that.
Moribund,
Yeah.
dull, blah, less than mediocre, bad, boring, and turning them into a sexy Mountain West team. A couple of 30-win seasons, ranked as high as, second or third this year in the polls at some point. Also losing in the tournament, I think about the same time that Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars did.
No, they lost first round.
Well, they got their first round exit.
They lost to Florida in the first round. They were 7 seed and Florida was a 10, and they were supremely disappointing in the NCAA tournament, especially to me, who had them all going all the way to the Elite Eight, because, Phil, they were the most experienced team in college basketball.
Well, that's one thing that Musselman is known for building, because these players were not experienced only at Nevada, at least not for the most part. And I know, I come in here and John Neighbors, I know he was talking about it on the Morning Rush today. I mean, he's pretty much saying he thinks it's a done deal, that this is happening today, that it'll happen today or tomorrow, sometime soon, and looking into Musselman's history of recruiting the transfer route, which really you have to do in college sports now. I mean, you can't just do it in college football or college baseball. It's a big thing in basketball too. They'll tell you now that how many players per year are leaving programs? 2, 3 sometimes. Already you've got look at from this list last year. Jordan Phillips transfers out of Arkansas in January, so that was early. And now Keyshawn Embry-Simpson made the announcement yesterday, leaving the Arkansas program to go to Tulsa, where it really, to me, seems like he would fit in pretty well from the flashes that we saw from Keyshawn. I think a good, an American Athletic Conference team, he'll have an opportunity to play, show that shooting range, and see if maybe he can't be the answer to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. But
I mean, now this shows what was the biggest thing that you didn't have on Arkansas's basketball team this last year, aside from another post player that could do something, with the exception of Daniel Gafford. Experience. Isn't that what we heard so much? Lack of experience. No seniors. One of the only teams in the country that didn't have a single senior on the roster. Only one junior too. So I mean, then maybe, who knows if Musselman is the guy, and it's a big if, because I know it's the day after April Fool's Day, Tye, but I still don't know what to believe. People tell me on social media, if the guy's got if the person that you're looking at has a blue check, then you should be able to believe them. Apparently, well, we believe Reed Laymance, who is a sports editor for the Houston Chronicles, saying that Kelvin Sampson's closing in a new deal with the Houston Cougars. So if that blue check is telling us that's going to happen, maybe you got to put the whole idea of Sampson to bed. And now the blue check of Jeff Goodman from Watch Stadium is the one reporting that Musselman is the top target for the Arkansas Razorbacks. So I guess we should learn a little bit about this guy, even if he's not going to be the next coach, because it's a coaching search, and you just can't ever say it's 100%, no matter how many sources will tell you that. Things happen.
Until it's pen to paper. So I texted a couple national guys last night. Because obviously being in Arkansas, we don't have a wide range of what this guy is, what he's done for Nevada, which is, they get very partial. You have to say Nevada.
They do. You've picked up on this, haven't you?
That was in Nashville. They get very irritated when you don't say Nevada.
It's not Nevada.
Yeah.
It is Nevada.
Correct. So, and there's going to be a media member that asks, so if he is hired, so Eric, how was your time at Nevada? And he might wince a little bit, or he might look at the media member wrong.
It would be akin to somebody saying Arkansas instead of Arkansas.
It's like the notorious Les Miles press conference in 2007 when he's been asked about Michigan, and he said, "I'm getting ready for Arkansas." So a quote that lives in infamy amongst Arkansas fans. That really irritated them when they heard him say that. Even though I don't think Les Miles meant any disrespect.
He just didn't know. How do you not know? Come on.
Yeah.
We all know how to pronounce the 50 states, mostly.
Yeah. So when I like, there's a lot of stuff we have to unpack with Eric Musselman, and you mentioned the transfers. So let's start there. As I mentioned, Nevada had the most experienced team in college basketball. What's interesting about it, he doesn't really get 4-year guys. He is a transfer-oriented basketball coach. Now, he's only had 4 years at the college level as a head coach. He was at LSU under Johnny Jones as an assistant, and then he really, as Phil mentioned, took Nevada out of the depths. At one point, they were 9-22 before he got there. Then they won 24, 28, 29, and 29 games in his 4 years. They made 3 straight NCAA tournaments, made a Sweet 16 last year. And what's interesting, I got a little insight because I got to watch them play. They played in Nashville last year. And so I actually have a couple good pictures of them celebrating the win against Cincinnati. And my goodness, they had some talent. Cody and Caleb Martin, both transfers from NC State. Jordan Caroline, transfer. Their big guy, who I'm blanking on his name, but he was a transfer from Old Dominion. Most of his talent, Phil, was transfers.
I mean, I'm looking at the roster here. That forward you're talking about is Trey Porter from Old Dominion.
Trey Porter.
But here, there's at the top of the list are 5 transfers, 6, 7, 8. 8 transfers on this past season's Nevada Wolfpack, coming from places like Omaha, Nebraska, Louisiana Tech, Wagner College, Alaska Anchorage, Bryant, NC State, Old Dominion, Portland University, Menlo College, Southern Illinois.
Isn't that wild?
That's amazing. So it's more than 8. That's just the transfers that had transferred from a team last year and joined Nevada this season. So it looks like about 80% of the roster started their collegiate career on a different program.
And this is why. He actually addressed this in an interview with Watch Stadium. He almost treats it as college free agency.
It really started with some of the NBA background I had. I looked at freshmen as kind of being like draft picks, and I looked at transfers as being NBA free agents. A lot of guys have turned Nevada into a stepping stone for their next step at the pro level.
So it's interesting how he's going to go about, assuming he keeps his same coaching philosophy and same pulling in transfer philosophy if he were to be hired at Arkansas. I'm curious how the state would feel about that, because there is some in-state talent here we've talked about. I mean, Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford, Archie Goodwin, Malik Monk, K'Von Allen, and they're Nick's. I've talked to Nick a little about this because he's pretty tied into the AAU circuit. There's some AAU talent coming up. You missed on McBride. He's obviously going to Kansas. But coming up, there's a few kids that Arkansas should probably go after. And if his whole idea is to pull in these transfers, and you know how Arkansas is from living here for 18 years, they really want their Arkansas kids to succeed.
Supposed to build a fence around the state.
Around
At
the
least that's
state.
what I've heard every single coach say after he's
Football,
been hired.
basketball, baseball, it really doesn't matter, because that's the whole philosophy behind being a coach at the University of Arkansas. Whatever
Still haven't
sport.
seen that fence around the state, by the way, with the exception of the baseball team
I
mostly.
was gonna say baseball team. DVH is probably the only coach, and I would say Houston Nutt did a really good job of that. But outside of that, it really didn't seem like Brett Bielema cared too much about it. Now, since Chad Morris has come in, it really seems like he wants to establish that. But how do fans react to that, Phil? If you're an Arkansas fan and you're not getting these in-state kids, are you a little irritated? If they
But
win,
are you winning?
Yeah, that's the point. If they win, I think fans might be a little irritated. But if they're winning, it won't matter.
The winning comes first.
Yep.
And then where they're from comes second. And even if they started at Arkansas, would come a way distant third, if that even matters. Because what it's about now, you've already, hey, look, you've done the hometown thing with Mike Anderson. And although, I mean, he's not from Fayetteville, he's not from Arkansas, but he pretty much is. You know, if you're
Might as well be.
Might as well be.
Correct.
As Arkansan, as anybody else in this state, Mike Anderson. And he's gotten the 8 years. And I know, hired by a different athletic director, but if what happened this past season is not good enough for Hunter Yurachek or for a lot of the fans who agreed with the dismissal and have been calling for it the last 2 or even 3 years, then you can't complain about somebody who's coming in from out of state and might not recruit as hard in the state as you might like if they win, because that's what I'm told now it's all about.
And they're still recruiting. And I get it. As an Arkansan born and raised in this state, I get that little extra passion, a little extra oomph if you see an Arkansas kid succeed. But one of the things that you and I brought up during Mike Anderson's tenure, the coaching wasn't necessarily the biggest problem. What was the biggest problem,
Well,
Phil?
I mean, the last few years, it seemed to just be a perfect storm of NBA level talent leaving early,
recruiting,
and missing on some in-state kids, and it just ends up creating a void of experience and talent on the roster that you saw this past year.
So it won't sit well if he doesn't succeed early on and they're missing on in-state kids, so they're just not putting their time and effort to that. Because Chad Morris has made it apparent since he's gotten to campus, we need to build a fence around the state. Now, whether they follow through with that in the coming years, that's for something that we can see. It doesn't seem like, based on Musselman's track record, that they're going to spend a lot of effort in that. One thing they will do, and that you've seen with Chad Morris and this coaching staff, social media is very important to this incoming coaching staff if Musselman was to accept the job at the University of Arkansas. And that was even at a smaller school with less of a brand. Nevada is not a college basketball brand now. It was starting to become one under him, and this is assuming he comes to Arkansas, which, again, we don't know for sure one way or another. But he knows the importance of social media to these kids in terms of recruiting and in terms of the fan base and just all that encompasses. So that's going to be important that he keeps those aspects, if he were to accept the job here, what he did at Nevada from a social media standpoint here at Arkansas.
Well, I think the resources that you have at Nevada compared to what a Kelvin Sampson had or has at Houston, and the backing of certain, I was going to say investors, but boosters really is the college word for investors.
Friends of the program, as we like to often refer to him as.
And I know Fertitta is the owner of Golden Nugget, which obviously has a presence in Reno. I've stayed at that hotel in Reno. But if you're Arkansas and you're gonna have more of an opportunity to pull somebody away from a Nevada than you would for Houston. And I think Musselman and Kelvin Sampson are at different points in their careers. They've both been assistants at NBA levels. Musselman's had the head coaching experience. Kelvin Sampson's already been to the big power leagues in college basketball. And right now it might be more important for him to be at a place that allows him to set up his son, Kellen, to be the coach in waiting. That supposedly is something that was pretty important to him, along with getting a bump in pay.
Go ahead.
But maybe staying in a city like Houston and being at where they've already in football taken away a head coach from a Power 5 school in West Virginia, Dana Holgerson. I mean, they've got the money to compete. Nevada doesn't have that. They don't have those. They don't have those facilities. And I think if you're a head coach that's looking to make a big dent in college basketball, you need to be in one of these big leagues to do it. There's only so many Gonzagas out there, but they've been coached by Mark Few from the very start.
Beginning of time.
Yeah, Mark Few leaves Gonzaga. That's not going to be anything of what it's been. I just don't see that's the kind of program that keeps that cycle going. So, but isn't this also a West Coast guy? Does it matter very much? If you are the kind of coach that refers to transfers as free agents and therefore boosters at the same time would be investors, this is what college sports has come to. And you need a quick rebuild right now. You do at Arkansas. They've got to find a way to rebuild this roster and get it reloaded for next year.
Based on the conversation that I had with the National College Basketball guy last night, he told me that the rebuild would be quick. He would get some transfers in here if he were to come to Arkansas, and it would be fast. Now, long term, he wasn't so sure. But in terms of short term, he was pretty sold that Musselman could get to an NCAA tournament his second year. And again, it's all a wait to be see game at this point because we don't know, again, what the deal is with this hire at this point. But you mentioned kind of the West Coast. That's important if you're trying to really recruit in-state kids in the area. But based on his track record, I don't know if he's just going to completely change his recruiting philosophy overnight. Now, he might learn in the next couple of years, I can't do this transfer thing in the SEC. But at this point right now, based on what he's done at Nevada, I don't know if that's that big of a deal.
These are players who are looking for the next opportunity to make a dent for a college basketball team. So I think in a lot of their minds, it doesn't matter where the coach is from. He doesn't have to be from Nevada to get a kid to come there if he's shown we've got open space, you'll be here for a year or two, and I think you can help us out right now. They're looking for playing time. It's about playing time, and it's about the level of competition too. Now if you're a transfer, and it's not just JUCO transfers, we're talking about 4-year college transfers. If you want to play in the best of the best, the SEC right now it's not the ACC. It's on par with the Big Ten. It's on par with the Big 12. It's no longer number 6 out of the Power 6. It's now tied for second. You're going to get some of these really good, talented players that don't like where they are right now.
And if you want a blueprint for a program that's done this, look at Iowa State. They've won 4 out of the past 6 Big 12 conference championships. They are really good, and not Fred Hoiberg was good at this, and Steve Prohm has kind of picked up on it as well. He brought in Nick Weiler-Babb, who was a former Razorback. Brought in Mario Shayok, who played for Virginia, and Tony Bennett. They're good at pulling in transfers and getting wins. Now, they haven't had the tournament success that people wanted, including me, who I always talk to you about. I've always fallen in love with Iowa.
I can't wait till next year's March Madness.
I'll do the exact
same thing. You can get bitter on Iowa State again.
I'll do the exact same thing, but it can work in a Power 6 conference because that's basketball's Power 6. So it can work. It's not unrealistic to think it can work. Another thing Musselman brings is energy. Have you seen some of these videos? And I saw it firsthand in Nashville when they were there for the NCAA. He likes to take his shirt off.
Oh, I saw the video of him holding his player back in Logan, Utah. So he obviously, isn't afraid of mixing it up if he's got to and showing some emotion on his players' behalf.
He's very emotional. And for those of you who don't know what Phil's talking about, there's a video of Jordan Caroline when Nevada lost to Utah State, and there was apparently an altercation with a fan in Caroline. He's ticked off. Musselman, that whole staff's ticked off. But he's a really emotional, high-energy guy. Gerald Green called him he had the most energy of any coach I've ever been around. He's an NBA player, and he has that NBA experience. And Caleb Martin is an NBA player. Jordan Caroline is an NBA player. They're both probably going to get drafted. So you have that going for you. You have the fact that you coached in the NBA. You can say, I have this experience and know what it takes for you to get to the NBA. And that's something we've touched on with Kelvin Sampson, who's apparently now staying in Houston, according to a bunch of sources. But a couple sources a few days back said he was Arkansas's ideal candidate and going to come here. So honestly, until pen to paper sign, we don't know to believe. But at least there's that aspect that Musselman can say, I've been in the NBA. I know what it takes for you to get there. And Arkansas, again, really hasn't had that. They haven't had it with Eddie Sutton. They hadn't had it with Nolan Richardson. They didn't have it with Mike Anderson or Stan Heath or John Pelfrey.
I just realized the video you put on our Hit That Line tweet, getting our show out there today. You said he likes to take his shirt off, and there it is. Eric Musselman, shirt off, on the floor, at Nevada, and a woman writing with Sharpie, three-peat, right there on his very pale white chest.
That might be his wife, and I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
That was their third straight Mountain West Conference regular season champion.
Once we get to the 8th month of this show, can I get you to write in Sharpie 8 months on my chest?
Sure.
All right, I'll have to shave first. Well, again, it's all about the blue check, right? What's true? Still don't even really know what to believe. I want to believe, John. I really do. I want to believe that there'll be an Arkansas basketball coach sometime later today. I do believe that we're coming back for some basketball coaching news next as halftime continues on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Good coaches win. Great coaches cover. This is Halftime. It's Southern Tire Mart Free Brake Inspection Tuesday. This is the Morning Rush.
Is Auburn in the Final Four without Bruce Pearl? No. Is Texas Tech in the Final Four without Chris Beard? No. Coach is everything. But you're talking about some programs, especially in this year's Final Four, in Texas Tech and in Auburn, that went out and got a great coach. Arkansas can get back to that point if you hire a great coach.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
This is Mark Hurst. How important is new technology? That's a question I was recently asked by a student at a career day presentation at a local school. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we use new technology like digital x-rays, an iTero scanner instead of those messy impressions, and an Invisalign outcome simulator which can show you within minutes how Invisalign can straighten your teeth. Give us a call at 474-1972 and let us show you how new technology makes a difference in the way we are able to care for you. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
Looking for a high-quality and affordable pre-owned vehicle? Hertz Car Sales offers a wide selection of high-quality cars, SUVs or trucks, amazing customer service, where you can buy direct and save on every car. With inventory arriving daily, why not make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard? Or give them a call at 783-1722. You can also check them out on the web at buyfromhertz.com. Trade-ins are always welcome. Stop by Hertz Car Sales today. You'll be glad you did. Protect your plants from weeds the attractive way with green thumb colored mulch from Metters Lumber True Value. Right now, get 5 bags for just $15 while supplies last. It acts as a natural weed barrier, manages soil temperature, and helps retain moisture, especially during drier seasons of the year. 2 cubic foot bags come in your choice of red, black, and brown and include a 12-month color guarantee. At this great bargain of the month price, why not stock up today at Metters Lumber True Value with locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville.
You've earned that tax refund, and at Breeden RV, we want you to keep it. That's why we're paying your state sales tax on everything in stock. Save thousands, get top dollar for your trade, and get sales tax paid. Hurry, because this is a limited time offer only at Breeden RV and Power Sports in Van Buren. Get ready for camping season at Breeden RV. We repair most makes and models and offer free installation on all accessories. Have your camper looking its best with a wash, treat, and seal starting at just $99. Great deals, great service, and free installation only at Breeden RV and Power Sports in Van Buren.
Park in Fort Smith combines over 90 years of family-owned experience with the best sales and service teams around. And at Ora Auto Park, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty, free maintenance for 2 years, and free car washes for the life of the vehicle. The largest selection, the biggest discounts, and the best buying experience around. These are some of the reasons why you always score more with Ora Auto Park in Fort Smith. Stop in today, or they are always open online 24/7 at oraautopark.com.
Hi everyone, this is Scott, and right now catfish is something special at Calico County. Whether you like it crispy fried, grilled, or blackened, all of our catfish is currently available at a special price. We'll cook it the way you like it and then serve it with 2 sides and rolls. You can also have our same great fish served on a hoagie roll with slaw and our own remoulade. Our catfish po' boy is on special as well. So roll on in to Calico County for great catfish at a great price. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
Is your home secure? No, really. Is your home secure? Do you just ignore the dog yapping, roll over, and go back to sleep? Guardtronic, the oldest alarm company in Arkansas, can make sure you sleep soundly. Founded in 1959, Guardtronic will make sure your home or business is protected against fire and burglary. How much do you have to lose? Call us at 785-2323 for a free quote before the bad guys make a call on you. Or visit guardtronic.com. License E050.
This next segment on Halftime is brought to you by the Kevin Hickey Law Firm, the #1 resource for your child advocacy needs. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson.
Listen to the crowd as they cheer Sidney Moncrief. Eddie Sutton and Moncrief on the sideline as Sidney will get a standing ovation here as he wraps up a great home career.
That was good stuff yesterday, talking with Sidney Moncrief. What is the Hall of Fame announcement coming up on Friday?
Saturday.
Oh, I wanted to air it during the show.
At least you didn't call it the NBA Hall of Fame.
Well,
I'm never going to forgive myself for that.
You are kicking yourself. But basketball's different. It's different. See, in baseball, there's the National Baseball Hall of Fame. It's not owned by the major leagues, but it's basically just, for Major League Baseball. It's not called the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Pro Football Hall of Fame is an NFL thing. I mean, that's just for anything surrounding pro football in the NFL. College football's got its own Hall of Fame. College baseball has its own Hall of Fame. Hockey, I think, is I don't really know what hockey is. For basketball, to me, it feels different. And Sidney put it in really good terms yesterday that it probably no sport that we are attached to in the United States is more worldly than basketball.
Correct.
And in Springfield, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame is about everybody in basketball, men, women. And there is a Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, but there are plenty of women that are in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. It's a worldly thing. So I thought he put that really well. But if you're an Arkansas basketball fan, don't you think it's time Eddie Sutton is in the Hall of Fame? It seems like it's time. And, of course, he was the head coach for Sidney Moncrief, and then Jack Sikma, one of his teammates with the Milwaukee Bucks. Anyway, I was hoping that would be Friday so we could do a little breaking news.
That would be cool.
There was breaking news yesterday that has the lifetime contract for Kentucky head coach John Calipari been offered or accepted yet? Because I think he was talking about it last night. So Coach Cal getting a lifetime contract with Kentucky. I don't even know what a lifetime contract means.
So kind of short version of it, he's going to get paid as an ambassador once he decides to retire as the basketball coach. So it'd be what I would assume is a similar position to go into the Razorback Foundation if someone stayed here a long time and then just wanted to get that. That's what my take was.
I want a lifetime contract with ESPN Arkansas and with Learfield IMG College. But we just do it 1 year at a time, which
you don't.
It's just a 1 year at a time thing from everybody. Yeah. And there are people that I heard an interview with Bobby Valentine listening to The Sporting Life here on ESPN Arkansas, driving back from Fayetteville Sunday with the show with Jeremy Shappy. Is Bobby Valentine on? He's a longtime Major League manager and player and all that. And he said that his idea, along with along with Charlie Finley, the owner of the A's in the 70s. In 1972, they tried to come out with this and say, look, instead of free agency whenever your contract is up, let's do free agency every single year. Everybody signs just a one-year contract, and then you get to decide where you're going to play the next year, highest bidder, all sorts of stuff like that. Just nuts. They were thinking 1 year deal. Now we're talking 13 years for Bryce Harper and Mike Trout and Manny Machado.
And that favors the owners, the managers, and the non-players, basically.
But play this audio from Coach Cal because, I mean, I guess there are some places where you just can't get fired from, right? Isn't that what lifetime contract's supposed to mean? BS.
They had been talking to me for a while. Dwayne and I had sat down a couple different times, and he says, don't you want to finish your career here? Why don't we just do something and you finish it here? And so it had nothing to do with all the other stuff. Every year that I'm here, something at the end of the year happens. Someone's trying to call or talk I mean, you think of this job that I have. Think of what we built, the culture that we've built here. We've done it all kind of different ways. This is a situation in a culture that's taken time to build, and where else would I want to coach?
So he's acting like it was a done deal that he was going to end up in Kentucky, but I think he's the type of guy that would take the money if it came calling high enough for the right fit in the NBA.
But there is no more money in college basketball
than there is in Kentucky. Correct. He is the highest paid coach according to USA Today in terms of coaching salary. Now there's a chance that boosters and off the book stuff that K could make more. You always infer that someone's making more when they're been there for so long, that there's a reason. Like Mark Few or Jay Wright, like why would you see them staying at Gonzaga and Villanova? Because you're just under the assumption that they're making more than the school's letting on. At least that's my take on it.
They also don't have to worry about the giant football monster chasing them down.
That is correct.
They are the thing at that sport. There's no doubt. So we mentioned Jerry Stackhouse is probably going to be hired by Vanderbilt. This reported by John Rothstein and Jeff Goodman. Stackhouse, of course, one of the great players from North Carolina. Had a decent NBA career. Not great, but was good. Was a G League head coach for a couple of seasons. And isn't the new athletic director at Vanderbilt the former commissioner of the G League?
Correct. Malcolm Turner. That's the connection there.
So I guess it makes sense. Was Jerry Stackhouse at North Carolina when they were making up classes? Because I'm figuring it's supposed to be a pretty good school. You can put somebody like that at the head of Vanderbilt where, admissions are a little bit different than they are in the rest of the SEC. Anyway, just kind of interesting. And then the LA Times say UCLA wants Mick Cronin of Cincinnati or Jamie Dixon of TCU. UCLA just doesn't quite have the pull that it used to have. Weren't they supposedly making contact with Calipari?
Correct. That was the reasoning behind Kentucky getting that offer. And then also, this came out that Tony Bennett's also in the running at UCLA, but I don't see him leaving Virginia, especially getting to his first Final Four there.
I don't know if UCLA is the place where people leave programs that they've built into powerhouses any longer. It was when Ben Howland left Pitt to go to UCLA. That's a long time ago. It's not that same UCLA program.
It seems like a murky job right now. But maybe that's how people view Arkansas, because maybe out in Los Angeles, a guy like Aaron Torres or people that cover college basketball there, it looks a lot. The prospect of being a head coach at UCLA maybe looks better out here, like it looks better for us here at Arkansas, but we don't have the direct view of it because we're not out there, out west.
We've got Andrew Hutchinson coming up during the next break. He is, of course, from Rivals.com. We can talk anything, with Hutch. We'll do a little spring football, some basketball stuff, some baseball, too. Speaking of baseball, Robert from Fort Smith has dialed in. He always wants to talk baseball. Am I right? Am I guessing correctly, Robert? You're calling in to talk Arkansas baseball?
Oh, you know it.
So go for it.
But anyway, real quick, Phil, you brought up last week or so, we're getting into the heart of this season now. It's not time to hit the panic button, but we dropped 2 to Auburn and we dropped 2 to Vanderbilt. We better come on strong at the end or something because, hosting the regional, I know I'm talking early, but, kind of a little shaky right now to me. Help me out.
Well, I wouldn't tell you to jump off of a bridge no matter what. You don't have to worry about it, honestly, because this team's going to be a regional team. I know you want to host. Think of it this way. You already have a road series win at Southern California. You have a road series win at Alabama. You split midweek at Texas. You have some road games, some road series that you've already won. That means something to a committee when it comes down to it. Now, I know the teams that you're playing coming up, Auburn, at Vanderbilt, and then home to Mississippi State. These are going to be 3 really tough weeks. I wouldn't hit the panic button just yet. I would say, let's see what happens this weekend. Somebody is going to be asked to step into the role that Jacob Kostichak had filled, and maybe, just maybe, it's a starting pitcher that goes a little bit deeper in the game on Saturday. Saw some things from Connor Nolan that I really liked on Saturday. Now, he's going to be pitching Friday, so who knows exactly where it'll fit in, but I wouldn't hit the panic button yet. But the season is like we said, you just hit Ole Miss, and Auburn and Vanderbilt might be better than Ole Miss. Oh boy.
Our Kevin McPherson, who we have on probably every other week, just put out a picture. There's a press conference set up in Bud Walton. I know that
today.
He tweeted out.
You mean today? All right.
About 15 minutes ago.
Well, we better talk with Andrew Hutchinson after the break. We'll bring this very thing up as halftime continues. ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson. Follow them on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP and at Tye Sports Radio.
Perfecting your climbing, one hole at a time. B&J Heating and Air. When you need us most, we'll be there. We'll get it right the first time. Give you quality air. For the very best service, you can count on us. B&J is the name you trust.
When you need us most, we will be there. Call 479-646-0284 or go online at bjheatingair.com.
Auto Park in Fort Smith combines over 90 years of family-owned experience with the best sales and service teams around. And at Orr Auto Park, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime engine warranty, free maintenance for 2 years, and free car washes for the life of the vehicle. The largest selection, the biggest discounts, and the best buying experience around. These are some of the reasons why you always score more with Orr Auto Park in Fort Smith. Stop in today, or they are always open online 24/7 at orautopark.com.
ProCare Family Health with locations in Bonanza, Chaffee Crossing, and at their new location in Poto. 1103 Dewey Avenue in Poto is your primary care clinic, acting as a principal point of healthcare to patients of all ages. Their emphasis is to educate patients about their health and how to maintain it throughout their lifetime. They are devoted to the best research models so that their patients can get the highest standard of care. ProCare Family Health can assist with weight loss, testosterone injections, diabetes, and cortisone shots. ProCare Family Health, dedicating to meeting your healthcare needs.
True Grit Running Company is where perseverance meets passion. Whether you're training for your next marathon or just comfortable shoes to keep up with your kids, we have the gear to help you reach your goals. With our slow motion gait analysis and our extensive product knowledge, we have the right pair of shoes for you. We also carry apparel, nutrition, hydration accessories, injury prevention gear, and recovery products. We offer classes, workshops, and group runs. Lace up, show up, and get your grit on. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
For 55 years, Dunn Ford Company in Stigler, Oklahoma has been taking pride in the Ford cars and trucks we sell and service. At our Commercial Vehicle Center, we have the full line of Ford F-Series, Super Duty, and Medium Duty trucks. The Quick Lane at Dunn Ford does routine service and tires on all makes and models. Ask for the works, a 5-quart oil and filter change, tire rotation, and multi-point inspection for $39.95 or less. Dunn Ford in Stigler, 918-967-3384 or DunnFordCompany.com.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Halftime is brought to you by Orr Auto Park. Score more with Orr. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks. 1 run, 1 hit, and a runner stranded for Ole Miss in the 9th inning. The final score on a Friday night at Baum Walker Stadium. Hawks 5, Ole Miss 3.
So what do you make of a setup of what looks like it could be a press conference at Bud Walton Arena? What do you make of something like that? Because there could be any number of things that are going on the basketball floor. The week after, there's a change in leadership in the men's basketball team. And who knows? Maybe there's some sort of weird ceremony to get the Sharpie of Nolan Richardson's autograph on the court, right? Let's ask Andrew Hutchinson what he thinks of Rivals.com. Andrew, what do you think could be going on? And I'm actually asking this question without being a complete smartass. They're setting up what looks like a press conference at Bud Walton Arena. There could be other things that this is about, right?
I mean, I guess. I mean, the most obvious thing, of course, is the hiring of a new head basketball coach, and that's personally what I'm hoping it's for, because I'm ready for the coaching search to be over.
I know it.
And to be able to actually be like, okay, this is the guy, and instead of having to look, 20 different guys and, their background and history, so we can focus in on one guy, and that's what I'm hoping for.
That's what I'm hoping for, too, because I don't know what to believe. And yesterday with April Fool's Day, you never know what to believe about anything anyway. So I'm with you. I just want this thing to be over with, and maybe Eric Musselman's the right guy. Maybe he is. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like he is a big candidate at the moment. Of course, if we had talked, maybe 3 days ago, I would have said Kelvin Sampson seemed to be the number one target. Yep. Now it seems that that ship has sailed, and he's getting ready to sign an extension at Houston. And but just looking at Musselman, looking at his background, he's got an NBA background. He has experience in college. He has success at Nevada. Has taken Nevada to the Sweet 16. So he seems to be a solid guy that could come in and maybe help Arkansas maybe rebuild a little bit faster, because he doesn't do things through traditional ways of recruiting. He brings in a lot of transfers. His starting lineup this year was 5 fifth-year seniors, all of whom started at different Division I universities. So that's an interesting angle. I mean, it would be interesting to see what he would be able to do in maybe a short amount of time at Arkansas.
Maybe I should wait to ask this question until a hire is official and we see some of Hunter Yurichek's answers to questions. Should I be a little quick on this?
Do it now. Pull the trigger.
Do you think we've learned anything about Hunter Yurichek's hiring practices through this last week?
Oh, man, I think it's a little early, because I was a little concerned whenever it all, the timing of everything, doing it after, accepting the NIT bid, not getting a jump on it, things like that. And then you've seen kind of, at least from the outside, it appears like it's a mad scramble to find a coach. Kelvin Sampson was the most obvious, logical choice, but it seems like that really is not going to happen. And now you're hearing all sorts of different names. Some are more exciting than others, I'll put it that way. So, I mean, if there's still a chance, as Arkansas fans know, there's still a chance they could screw this up. I think Musselman would be a solid hire. It probably wouldn't get everybody super excited, but I think that it would be better than maybe others that are, have been thrown around. So, like the guy at UCLA that was just fired, Steve Alford, whose name escaped me there for a second, to fire a coach and then bring in a coach that was just fired, I think would be a kind of a bad look. So I'm interested to see how it plays out, and I'm going to reserve my judgment until after the coach is announced and has been here a little bit.
Talking Arkansas sports with Andrew Hutchinson, Rivals.com. Andrew, I'm curious, do you think that Arkansas truly ever went after Kelvin Sampson, or do you think that was just a smokescreen to avoid who Hunter Yurichek was actually deciding on?
I mean, it sure seemed like they went after him, because, I mean, they had their I don't know the guy's name, but the guy that the billionaire owner of the Rockets, who
Tillman Fertitta.
Yes, he came out and he said, he actually talked about Arkansas. He even said, we hope he stays here. Fayetteville's a nice place, but it's not Houston, Texas. So that sure seems like Arkansas was an actual player there. I can't imagine Yurichek just doing it for, hey, you're a buddy of mine. We're going to pretend to be interested to get you a pay raise. I don't think he would do that. So I do think there was some interest there. Obviously, we'll probably never know. Whoever they hire will be the number one choice that we focused on all the time. We never interviewed or offered anybody else. That's what they'll say. So But I do think there is some interest there with Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, I read a Mike Irwin KNWA piece yesterday, and he talked about how Frank Broyles always referred to the person they hired as their only guy they were going after. So that's not an uncommon philosophy, I think, for Arkansas sports. Have you heard anything about Eric Musselman, Andrew? Or are you just kind of guessing at this point what kind of coach he is?
I did a little bit of reading up on him yesterday and kind of research, preparation as, all of us in the media do. We got to get prepared for, whoever it is. And I mean, it does seem like he is he knows what he's doing. He came up through the professional ranks, spent a lot of time in the D-League, then the predecessor of the D-League, I think it was called the Continental Basketball Association. He spent a lot of time there. He even has time, 3 seasons coaching an NBA team. So that's kind of an interesting background. But unlike, an Avery Johnson who, failed at Alabama, he actually has experience coaching on the college level as well. I mean, he was an assistant at Arizona State, LSU, then obviously his success in 4 years at Nevada, being able to turn that program around. He improved their win total, doubled their win total during the regular season his first year at Nevada. Won, I think it was the CBI, I guess that's the third tournament behind the NCAA tournament in NIT, and then it's taken him to the NCAA tournament the last 3 years. So I don't really know much about his style or anything, but it does look, off the court at least, his style of recruiting is bringing in transfers, being able to fit pieces together like that in order to get success, right away. It'll be interesting to see how he would handle it if he gets beyond a, year 4, year 5, if he's out of school for a decade. Does he start recruiting normal high school players, or does he stick to the transfer route?
So spring game Saturday, we're carrying it here on ESPN Arkansas at 3 o'clock, 2:30 airtime. Is Ben Hicks the biggest thing to watch at the spring game? Because I want to see what you can watch about Trey Knox, and I'm interested about Chase Hayden. But is the most interesting thing about this spring game going to be Ben Hicks?
Well, he's the quarterback, and the most interesting part of any spring game is going to be the quarterback 99% of the time. So I think everyone's going to be really excited to see what he can do. You can't really put too much stock into it because he's still got Nick Starkel that's going to come in eventually. Over the summer, he's going to compete for the job. Connor Nolan, he's busy playing baseball right now. I'm not sure if he's going to make it back from Auburn in time to play in the spring game or not. So it's kind of up in the air from a quarterback standpoint, but I am interested to see what Trey Knox does. I mean, that's the thing I'm most looking forward to, is because Trey Knox is, just a physical specimen, I guess you could say, just from a size standpoint. And apparently he's been making just incredible plays in practice, and I'm kind of anxious to see that myself in person.
Any other takeaway that you're hoping to find out at the spring game? Because for me, I don't even know if they're keeping score. They're going after championship belts. It seems so much like a glorified practice that I just don't know what else could be, very important. What else are you looking at?
I'm going to be watching the offensive line. Again, that's something that's going to be kind of up in the air and in flux right now because of some injuries up front. They've got Colton Jackson is out. He's not going to be playing. So it's not going to be the offensive line we necessarily see, game 1 of the season. But it would be interesting to see how they handle themselves against the defensive line that has been getting pressure on the quarterback. The little bit of the scrimmage we got to watch this past Saturday, the offensive line really struggled. So I'm anxious to see if the offensive line can bounce back maybe and have a better performance than what we saw in the little bit that we got to watch on Saturday.
Andrew, let me top off the interview with this. What was the most depleted position in Arkansas football when Chad Morris arrived on campus?
Oh, man. Well, the offensive line is an easy choice just because they didn't have enough offensive linemen last year to field 2 full units. You had a walk-on that helped complete the second unit, and even sometimes then you'd have guys running first and second team. So it was really depleted, and linebacker is another one. The numbers are pretty low, and even still pretty low, especially with Scooter Harris being out. Those are the two that really jump out at me. Some other positions had numbers. Wide receivers, there was plenty of wide receivers on the team, but they weren't the style of wide receivers that Chad Morris needs in his offense. They weren't big physical guys like Trey Knox. You had maybe the smaller wide receivers guys that will probably still get some playing time this year, guys like Deion Stewart, Davion Warren, those guys. They're looking for more physical guys, and I think that this recruiting class, they signed 4 wide receivers, and that's going to help get that going. But they still had numbers. So the 2 most depleted positions, I think, were maybe offensive line, just from a strict number standpoint, and also linebacker.
Andrew will be quick with this because we got just about a minute left or so, but we'll switch over to baseball real quick. Injuries expose your depth or lack thereof. What can we make of Jacob Kostiachuk's, and I don't know what to call it necessarily because it's arm soreness right now. We don't know how long he's going to be out. What needs to happen for that injury to not have a deep impact?
I think you're going to need to see the starters maybe give you a little bit more than they have. Maybe get Connor Nolan to go full 5, maybe even 6 innings. Hope Cody Scroggins bounces back from his, probably his worst start of the season this past weekend. Maybe get a complete game out of Isaiah Campbell or 2. That would be impressive and good to see. Save that bullpen because now you got 1 less arm in Jacob Kostiachuk to be able to give you some solid innings out of the bullpen. So maybe even have a freshman step up. Maybe it's an Elijah Trest or somebody like that. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on this weekend as they go down to Auburn for another top 25 matchup.
All right, Hutch, that's great stuff. We went around the world with you. We did basketball, we did football, we did baseball. As always, well done.
Appreciate you having me on, guys.
You got it. Andrew Hutchinson of Rivals.com. He's got notebooks on everything, so make sure you're giving him a follow. We'll wrap up the first hour of Halftime next on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
When in doubt, expense it. You're listening to Halftime.
It's Southern Tire Mart Free Brake Inspection Tuesday. Spring is in the air, and spring turkey hunting season is almost here. And Jelco Outdoors has all the gear you need to bag that big old tom this spring. Calls, vests, chairs, decoys, camo clothing, hunting boots, blinds, turkey shotguns, chokes, and ammo. Everything you need to get ready for spring turkey season is at Jelco Outdoors. Remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors. Jelco, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Why go north when you can get the best deal on a new GMC or Buick here locally at Harry Robinson Buick GMC? There is no reason to drive more than an hour to buy your next vehicle. Harry Robinson has the same big rebates and discounts promised at other dealers, and Harry always gives you more for your trade. So when it comes time for your next vehicle, don't go north. Come see why Harry Robinson is the fastest growing Buick GMC dealer in the region. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
You know, a night out with friends can be so much more. Upgrade your evening at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Rediscover life's simple pleasures. Dial back, slow down, and immerse yourself in what true relaxation can be. Top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Upgrade your night on the Avenue.
If you needed major surgery, you probably wouldn't choose a doctor who's never been to medical school. So when your car needs major repairs after a collision, why would you take your car to a body shop that's never been trained? Evans Body Shop is among only 10% of collision repair businesses to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class shop. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. With the safety of your vehicle and your family at stake, choose trained repair professionals. Choose Evans Body Shop,
where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Guys, are you tired of all the hassles with your CPAP machine? Putting on the mask every night, cleaning or replacing hoses and filters? Tired of taking it on trips and wondering where you're going to plug it in? And don't forget the distilled water. You need a solution. River Valley Sleep Solutions. Replace your CPAP with an innovative custom-fitted mouthguard. Medical insurance is accepted, and financing options are available. Find out more at rivervalleysleep.com. That's rivervalleysleep.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hinton. You asked, and we listened. New financing options available now at Champ Hinton Enterprises. Can you believe payments starting at $150 a month? 5-minute credit approvals and 0 down with trade-ins. Come find out for yourself why we have been serving families in the River Valley for over 38 years with over 35,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs sold. We treat you like family. Champ Hinton Enterprises, I-540 at the Arcoma exit, or champhinton.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, the Xerox authorized agency and dealer in the River Valley. The 29 new models of Xerox business printers and copiers represent a quantum leap forward in office technology. They are designed for the way we work today, safely and securely. They're powered by Xerox Connect Key technology. They're innovative and affordable with both black and white and color devices available. For more information, give Dixie Digital a call at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing Xerox document innovations to the River Valley.
Looking to upgrade your fleet or needing professional service to your existing fleet? Carco International of Fort Smith offers the latest trucks and equipment in the industry. With over 70 years in the trucking and equipment business, they have the experience to keep you on the road. Carco International offers professional service after the sale. Carco International Parts Department supplies all makes, parts, and gives expert service. Carco International is the answer. Leave it to the pros to keep you on the road. Carco International, located at 2721 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
This next segment on Halftime is brought to you by the Kevin Hickey Law Firm, the #1 resource for your child advocacy needs. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson.
High drive by Fletcher, right field. That one's way back, and it is way out of here. Dominic Fletcher crushed that to the last row of section 135.
Tye, thanks for putting that call with Porky's music underneath it. Well done, my friend. As you did, I didn't assign you that movie, but I'm glad you watched it.
Great movie.
I gotta remind myself some of the halftime homework I'm supposed to do for Thursday. Some of the bands you want me to catch up on.
Sum 41, Blink 182, Fall Out Boy, Good Charlotte.
All right, you remember your assignments?
I gotta listen to it. I have it saved. What I'm supposed to listen to.
AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. We're only picking bands that had members that died inhaling their own puke from drinking too much.
Jeez.
Okay,
Morbid.
Figure out more for the next time too. Stick around. Second hour next on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com.
At Michelob Ultra, we know it's not just about how much you work out every day. It's about how much you work into every day, too. So we brew our beer for those who realize that expending calories should never come at the expense of spending time with friends. Those who understand that just because you work out doesn't mean you can't go out. And that's why we brew Michelob Ultra to have 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a crisp, clean taste. Michelob Ultra, brewed for those who live fit, live fun, live ultra. Enjoy responsibly. 2018 Michelob Ultra Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams of protein, and 0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
It's the place there's no place else like. Home. It's the circle of chairs around your fire pit, where all the do you remembers get passed around like bowls of ice cream. It's bacon and eggs in the skillet, crackling along with the laughter. It's the picture in the hall of your great-grandfather, whose mustache he willed to your son.
At Shelter Insurance, we don't just insure your home, we insure all the memories that live inside it. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Jeff Clark in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Hot dog! Spring is finally here and not a moment too soon. Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. No spring training here. Our all-star team is ready to help you hit a home run with savings up to $3,200 below retail. And the bases are loaded with the freshest inventory in the fort. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all the most popular makes and models right here in one spot. To make this team, these vehicles have to be Rath Road ready. That means they're hand-picked, then inspected and reconditioned in our own Meineke Car Care Center, so you know you're getting the very best pre-owned vehicle you can buy. If you're keeping the car you have, turn the double play in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and up to $200 savings on a set of Cooper tires. Don't commit an error on your next used car purchase. Knock it out of the park with up to $3,200 below retail at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer and proud sponsor of the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
A decrease in the clouds. An overnight low will drop down to near 35 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. A warmer day Tuesday. Our high upper 60s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy. An overnight low in the low 40s. Wednesday, sunny, breezy. Our high low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Mosquito Joe. Don't let mosquitoes ruin your outside fun this year. Call Mosquito Joe at 479-202-9960 to keep your yard mosquito-free, or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
Good morning, Vietnam! Broadcasting live from the Bud Light Studio.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You
want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry. You know, anything travels that far, ought to have a damn stewardess on it, don't you think?
With Phil Elson.
Bill, I think you do a spectacular job.
And Tye Richardson.
Tye, I love the way you talk, buddy.
Pack your bags, load them up, gas the car, and raise that bright red flag to the skies. 423 miles away, the Emerald City awaits. The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
Still no new head coach at Arkansas basketball. The press conference setup still set up, and it could be anything. You know, the graduation's not for another 6 weeks.
It's not. It's not graduation.
There could be some other organization holding a meeting.
In Bud Walton, though?
You can pay for that. I mean, who wouldn't want to hold a meeting on the floor of the basketball arena? I mean, maybe it feels far-fetched. But there is a stage. There is a podium. There is a microphone. There's pipe and drape. There are rows of seats on the court at Bud Walton Arena. Our friend Kevin McPherson tweeted a photo from it. That doesn't mean that a new coach is being hired today. That just means that there's a bunch of seats turned to a stage with a podium and a microphone at the basketball arena. So take that for what it's worth. That's how we can be journalists. We can just report what we see. Strictly what we see, not what we think. Because what I think is I don't even know what to think. And that's something I've been talking about for the last 2 days with this whole coaching staff thing. Before we even get into the get off my lawn, I agree with Andrew Hutchinson. More than anything, I'm ready for the coaching search to get off my lawn. It's a difficult thing to keep talking about rumors and if and I mean, this is the sort of stuff. This is what we bring Aaron Torres on for, right? Who do you think would be the right fit? I don't know who would be the right fit. I think from what I know about Eric Musselman, seems like it would fit well. I thought Kelvin Sampson would fit too because they've built winners. And really all it comes down to is how do you start winning soon?
I don't think I'm as sold as Musselman on you as you are. But remember, I'm the pessimist.
What
on
is
the
it?
show.
What is it?
It's his lack of coaching experience in the South, in this part of the country. The transfer thing that we were talking about, that I think Arkansas fans will get more irritated than people are going to initially think when multiple Arkansas kids leave the state for other programs. And he kind of just winces them off, assuming he comes to coach here.
Do you think that him being a quote-unquote West Coast guy and not having any Southern roots at all, could that be round hole, square peg?
So sometimes fits across the board in college sports don't always look like they're going to fit, but coaches make it work. And just because, I think you're a pretty good fit here in Arkansas, and you're a Pittsburgher.
It took a little bit.
It did. How long, this is actually the one even plan on asking you, how long did it take you before you felt like you fit in here?
Like I was an Arkansan?
Yes.
Probably not until I took the Razorback job, to be quite honest.
So 2015? Is that 2014?
2014.
2014. So that was...
But I felt like I fit in with the people I hung out with before that. It's just in a sports sense. Sometimes I felt like I never quite fit in because I didn't have a connection to the Razorbacks. But there's a lot of other people that don't, that are just as Arkansan as anybody else.
So is that about 12 years? Am I off on that math? Or 13?
That would have been 14 years in, because that was 14 years of the Travelers.
Okay.
I started to feel more comfortable in the state, put it that way, probably after 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And it also took me, it took me starting to stop looking at Arkansas as just a stepping stone to the next minor league job or a major league job. You know, and you hope that whoever comes to coach at Arkansas doesn't look at the Razorbacks as a stepping stone. This is the place where your career fleshes itself out, you know, for good or worse. And that's what happened to Mike Anderson, really.
But I think that's more the perspective from people that grew up either in the state or grew up around the program. Because if Mike Anderson would have it his way, he'd be here for the rest of his life, and he would retire an Arkansas Razorback. It didn't turn out that way, but I don't think he would take a job anywhere else. This is where he wanted to be. I would say Houston Nutt probably wanted to end his career coaching at Arkansas because of just growing up around the program. And
Do you
stuff.
think Bobby Petrino felt that way when he took the job?
I don't think Bobby Petrino felt that way.
Was he able to look any farther ahead than just in front of his face?
I don't think so. I don't think Brett Bielema felt that way. Dave Van Horn, I mean, you know this better than I do. I think he feels that way, and he's not an Arkansas guy. He wasn't born
not from here.
Yeah, correct, but he basically is. So you can be from out of state, and we always talk about David Basil. David Basil is essentially an Arkansan. You're essentially an Arkansan. You guys aren't from here.
Just not born and raised here.
Exactly. But people treat you like one
Become
because
ingrained in it.
Yeah, exactly. You eventually you buy into our you-know-what.
Well, it's the same with Nolan Richardson. The same with Eddie Sutton. It was the same with a guy named Frank Broyles.
If you stick around long enough,
Paul Eels.
It's not more of sticking around long. If you last long enough, because I think that's probably the better term that you have to use. If you last long enough, you're probably going to stay here. There's a reason Nolan's still here.
Do well enough, last long enough, you'll be identified as an Arkansan.
Correct.
But you also don't use that program as a stepping stone. And part of, sometimes somebody that looks like they're not the right fit someplace actually turn out to be the perfect fit someplace. Think of Doc Hollywood sometimes, the Michael J. Fox movie, a guy that's moving out west to be a plastic surgeon, gets marooned in a small, tiny little North Carolina town. They need a country doctor, and the whole movie's about him realizing this is the place for him. You know, it can happen. It can happen. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. I meant you to get off my lawn.
Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn now.
Old man, my ass.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
You're on Facebook, huh?
Well, I've been trying to figure it out. I joined about 10 minutes ago.
Well, better late than never.
Get off my lawn.
I got a couple of baseball things first here. Peter Alonso was a slugger for the Florida Gators. It's been a couple years now in the Mets organization, and he's the top prospect for the New York Mets. He's the first baseman now for New York. He started the season with the Mets after breaking spring training and hit his first home run last night. 112.8 miles per hour exit speed off Peter Alonso's bat, and the ball traveled an estimated 444 feet. This is somebody that's got the power potential to hit 40 to 50 home runs on a routine basis, and he just told that ball. That's a ridiculous exit speed. I mean, anything that's close to 110 is craziness. Anything over 120 is otherworldly. And StatCast has been keeping track of these exit speeds now for, I think it's been 6 years, and this is the fastest exit speed by a Mets player in the last 5 years. So Peter Alonso told that ball to get off his lawn. And then his teammates after the game, of course, this is the stuff you can only do to rookies, celebrated that first Major League home run by dumping eggs, ketchup, barbecue sauce, beer, mayonnaise, and more beer on his head before he even did his postgame interviews.
Oh.
Welcome to the team, buddy. Launch that ball, and here's some eggs on your head.
That's tough. Ugh. How do you react to it? Like, I've seen, like, Coke, beer, but, like, all those toppings you just listed.
No, it's a good
combined.
It's a good thing there's a shower right next, in the room next door.
It's a good point.
Because here's the guy I've always felt sorry for when it comes to doing all this sort of stuff. And I've seen this done in Major League Clubhouse. I've seen videos of it. I mean, legitimately, it's like the scene from Dazed and Confused where the girls are, they basically they become sandwich meat.
Roll over.
Right. Fry, you little bees, fry. Just spreading everything you possibly can out of your pantry onto these poor girls.
That is such
and
a good movie.
they'll do this. They'll do this to Major League rookies, but the guys who really have to wear it are the clubhouse attendants, the guys who clean up the clubhouse. Those are the ones that really have to, like, again, I mean, I think to them, and it's not even just the first month of the season because rookies get called up routinely, and so maybe this is the sort of thing that you really make your tips off of.
What Phil's saying in so little words is he's okay with hazing in sports. Is that what I'm understanding?
As long as it's good-natured, and as long as you tip the folks who clean up after these giant, disgusting messes.
Ed Reed was really harping on that. He would get really frustrated when other players would not throw their tape in the trash can when it was right next to him. They just throw it on the floor. So, yeah, that's a good point. This could be some bad news, and I don't know 100% how much truth there is, but Dave Van Horn was talking to some renovations about Baum-Walker Stadium. This is from Tyler Cass at 5 News. I can't say much, but there may be some new options for drinks. And he was laughing about that. And I tried to find the audio. I couldn't find it anywhere. And so what that would mean, presumably, that would lead me to believe, Phil, is if they sell alcohol in Baum-Walker Stadium, the hog pen drinks would get nixed.
How are you see, you're the conspiracy theorist on this show. How did you draw these two dots together?
Because I would think that they wouldn't, if they're selling alcohol in the stadium, and I could be 100% wrong on this, but I would think if they're selling alcohol in the stadium,
then they're not going to let people bring alcohol in like they have right now?
Correct. Am I wrong to assume that? You're the baseball guy.
Well, I'm not the stadium operations guy.
You're supposed to be in the know, man.
And I'm not the compliance guy either. So I don't know how it would work. But if they're introducing new drinks that have alcoholic content in them, then what's the problem? That you can't bring in your own?
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's what you see. You're just afraid about not being able to bring in your own. So here's what you do. You hide it. You hide it.
It's not that easy, Phil.
Sure it is. I know it against hey, I'm one of those people that's allowed to bring a bag inside the stadium. I don't have to have my clear clutch.
Do you not get searched when you walk in?
They look in my bag, but they don't ask what that is. It just I could throw anything off and just say it's radio equipment. Don't worry about it. It could be anything. I could say it's radio equipment. Don't worry. And the next thing you know, who knows? No, but
they didn't search normal media members like when I was going to games. They'd always search my bag.
I think you're a little afraid about something that's not happening. I don't see.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't see the hog pen because that's part of the culture of the hog pen.
That's why
there are other college baseball parks in the country that allow students in the student section and in other seating areas to bring in their own stuff while they still sell alcoholic beverages in the suites. I would be very surprised if there are alcoholic beverages sold in the regular concession stands.
Okay.
I think up in the suites, I could see it happening. That's what I see at Ole Miss. I think I see that at Mississippi State, maybe even Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I'm remembering, but they still allow, if I also remember correctly, like in the left field lounge at Dudy Noble Field, bring whatever you want. The students that do the beer showers at Ole Miss, nobody's telling them not to bring whatever. I don't know if they're supplied the beer that they throw. Better not be throwing good beer. Better be throwing Natty or Ultra.
Easy.
I threw that on for a reason.
Pick out a couple other beers than that.
I'm going to tell you, don't be worried about it.
So I shouldn't fret about this.
No, I'm going to tell you to just
because I had people text
keep your lawn unmowed for right now.
Okay, because I had people text me yesterday seeing this quote freaking out about this.
You'll never be there again. I'll never go. See, you weren't even a fan anyway. You just wanted a place to get trashed.
I still haven't gone to a game yet. I need to go.
Yes, you do.
Have I?
Tonight, Little Rock Trojans, 6:30, 6 o'clock airtime. Historic day.
Who do they play next weekend?
Well, that's at Vanderbilt next weekend.
Never mind.
You got a Tuesday game
plan
again.
On going up there next weekend.
I forget who they even play next Tuesday because they do have a home game next Tuesday.
But it's hard, Phil. I mean, you know this. It's hard for me to make a midweek game because I'd be getting back here at about 10 or 11 at night.
And then you get basically not even go to sleep. Show up for work here at 2 a.m. 4 hours before the show starts. Yeah, I'm gonna say don't worry about it.
Okay.
Wait for the announcement to feel sad if they actually say we're not allowing you to bring your own beverages in.
Oh, I'm not going to be mad.
And then you just get creative.
I won't even be mad at them for doing it. I'll just be mad at you for telling me one thing and deciding on another, as far-fetched as that idea is. But yeah.
Well, I think the Red Sox could have been mad last night because, man, I got to tell you, replay sucks. Replay sucks. I've seen a couple of replays in college ball already, college baseball, that for me, the video and the call don't match up. I'm watching Oakland and Boston last night on my MLB.TV, and I'm watching the NESN broadcast, the New England Sports Network telecast. I saw athletic center fielder Ramon Laureano unleash one of the best throws I've ever seen. He picks up a single by Mitch Moreland and comes up with this incredible Roberto Clemente-like throw to the plate and supposedly nails Xander Bogaerts on a bang-bang play right there at the plate. The throw didn't bounce. He threw it 96 miles an hour from center field all the way home. And umpire Kerwin Danley had the perfect look at it. He calls Bogaerts out. The play gets reviewed. The play gets upheld. And then the next half inning, the NESN telecast shows an angle from right above the plate where Bogaerts' foot was to the corner of home plate before the tag swiped on him. So he should have been safe. And I don't know if the Major League, now all the Major League reviews are doing the same way as we are in the SEC at a central office in New York. Of course, our central office is Birmingham, but Major League Baseball is doing the reviews in New York. And did they not have the angle? I mean, it's Central Command. It's the nerve center of Major League Baseball. Did they not have this angle from right above home plate that showed Bogaerts' foot to the corner and the Athletics catcher is just about to swipe the tag down? To me, it was video evidence he was safe. I can't believe that it didn't get overturned. So I'm going to point this out as much as I can throughout the Major League Baseball season. If this replay isn't going to be right every single time, get it off my lawn completely.
Good old baseball replay. Takes forever, and like you're saying, they don't always get it right.
It's supposed to take no more than 2 minutes. This review took more than 2 minutes.
I can imagine.
So get that off my clock.
Have you seen Mike Gundy's hair lately, Phil?
I can see it from here. Of course. I mean, it's about 3 hours away from where we are in Fort Smith right now. You could see that mountain all the way from here.
It's blonde now. Now, Mike Gundy has performed with this mullet for a couple years now, and now it's dyed blonde. Blonde, like bleach blonde. And it's out there, and he's just telling people to get off his lawn. He has, if you remember, nicknamed his hair the Arkansas Waterfall. He's actually got a son that goes to U of A, for those who don't know. And it is majestic, and I just hope my hair looks like that. But Gundy's just telling people to get off his lawn. He does not care. He is just so... his hair is just
He's
so...
He's a man. He's 50. Is he 50 now? He's got to be close.
Is that what that press conference... mid-2000s, late 2000s?
I want him to re-record that whole thing. I'm a man. I'm 50.
I think that would be funny. My aunt, who's an Oklahoma State alum, she told me that was actually a really good video in terms of showing kids for recruiting, that he's going to put the blame on him. He's never going to call out kid press conferences. Because initially when I watched that, I would think that would be a bad look for recruiting, but the way she explained it, she was like, kids and parents like that he was putting the blame on himself rather than a 21, 18, 19-year-old kid, which he referred to as, and he was just ticked off. That's the one of the best press conferences ever, post-game, that I've ever seen.
Well, he's got the best mullet in college football.
That is true.
And Dana Holgerson is second.
And second to who?
Second to Mike Gundy. Hey.
Holgerson's mullet's disgusting, man.
Show me one that isn't.
Mullet's got, Gundy's got a good one.
He's got a mountain on the top of it. Holgerson's got he's got a sinkhole on the top of it. All right, my last, the AAF, the American, what is it? The Alliance of American Football is going to die.
You're happy about this.
It's not that I'm happy. It's just validating what I've always said. And you pointed out before our show, you've got friends that took jobs with some of these teams.
Yeah,
I know
they're going to lose their jobs,
I know a
Bill.
couple of people that left the University of Arkansas to work for the team in San Antonio. And I'm not going to celebrate people losing their jobs, not at all. But minor league football does not work. It just doesn't. It never has. I don't know if it's a matter of the calendar you're trying to play on in spring, if it's just the idea that college football is the real minor league football, or if it's the idea that, yes, there is such a thing as too much football.
That sounds satanic coming out of your mouth, but
it might be true.
There's a reason people, I think Tommy was talking about this, people crave it for so long. Like the build-up to SEC Media Days, the build-up to the first game for Arkansas. Like those videos I put out, 5 days, 10 days, they got so much traffic because people were so excited. You don't get that same love if it's going on year-round. You just don't.
You know, and there are traditions that are associated with all the football that we watch and talk about in the fall. High school football's got tons of tradition.
Correct.
College football does too. The NFL, it's all about tradition.
When are those played again? Remind me one more time.
Friday, Saturday, Sundays?
No, sorry. The calendar part of the year.
I mean, it's in the fall.
Yeah, in the fall.
In the late summer, fall, and then into the early winter. But I think maybe part of the problem, and this goes to why the XFL doesn't work, why the AAF is not working, why arena football doesn't work. It's tough to get people to buy into being rabid fans of something that's completely new. This happens with minor league baseball teams. Those fan bases don't stick around as rabidly as they did the first 4 years. But those teams also aren't paying the players and the coaches. All these minor league football teams are paying them. So, I don't know. I just don't think minor league football works. The Twisters in Little Rock, I give them this season at most. The AAF isn't even going to make it through its first season, and the XFL has zero chance of working. So minor league football, off my lawn.
I guess my last one, I'll close it. I just got a text from Brad Caldwell, who is part of the Corlissville documentary, and he sent me a picture of the Bud Walton setup, which is almost exactly what it looked like when Mike Anderson was hired. So for all the people that don't think a coach is going to get hired, unless something just tragically goes wrong with contract negotiation, I find it hard to believe that a coach is not going to get hired in the next day or so.
The reports are there, right? The Mountain West Wire.
I mean, I am looking at this picture. I don't know what this could be besides a basketball.
The Mountain West
conference.
Wire reporting that Eric Musselman is on campus at Arkansas right now.
Ken McPherson,
talking
Trey
with
Schapp.
with Hunter Yurcha that there was a meeting today. Trey Schapp, our friend from the Buzz in Little Rock, says one of his sources says Eric Musselman is in Fayetteville for an interview and a visit to campus right now. This tweet coming out.
It would be the most
about 50 minutes ago.
It would be the most Arkansas thing for them to set up the press conference anticipating that he was going to sign on the dotted line and for him to change his mind, similar to what and not even wait like Dana Altman did, because he was about 22, 23 hours and then went back to Creighton. But for Musselman to fly up here and then get a call, get a text, or just change of heart all of a sudden say, can't do it, and then just fly back to Nevada or fly back to Reno, and just that would be the most Arkansas thing ever, Phil.
I just really hate the idea of having to associate that being an Arkansas thing, but unfortunately it was once, and so it kind of sticks with you. Hey, before we go to the next segment, I want to talk to anybody out there right now that's facing divorce, child custody issues, DHS, criminal matters. That's a hard hit to take, and you need an experienced and aggressive attorney in your corner. That's Kevin Hickey Law. They'll represent you throughout the entire process. They've dealt with all of it. False accusations from angry spouses, ugly custody battles, not getting the whole story of what's going on with your kids from DHS. If you're facing anything like this, then Kevin Hickey Law Partners is here to help with experienced, caring individuals that will step in aggressively to represent your interests. So things will get better if you call the legal pros at Kevin Hickey Law Partners today, 479-434-2414 here in the River Valley, or in Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560, or just go to kevinhickeylaw.com. Quick preview, Arkansas Little Rock baseball later tonight at Baum-Walker Stadium. This is ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You're listening to Halftime. It's Southern Tire Mart Free Brake Inspection Tuesday. This is the Morning Rush.
Is Auburn in the Final Four without Bruce Pearl? No. Is Texas Tech in the Final Four without Chris Beard? No. Coach is everything. But you're talking about some programs, especially in this year's Final Four, in Texas Tech and in Auburn, that went out and got a great coach. Arkansas can get that point if you hire a great coach.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
You're born amazing. And at Baptist Health, we want to keep you that way. In fact, that's our mission. To not only provide the most skilled doctors and nurses to heal you from sickness or injury, and comprehensive care to support your recovery, but also to be your guide to health. Also, you can keep on inspiring, keep on reaching, and keep on amazing. For the care that keeps you amazing, visit Baptist-Health.com.
Looking for a high-quality and affordable pre-owned vehicle? Hertz Car Sales offers a wide selection of high-quality cars, SUVs or trucks, amazing customer service, where you can buy direct and save on every car. With inventory arriving daily, why not make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard? Or give them a call at 783-1722. You can also check them out on the web at buyfromhertz.com. Trade-ins are always welcome. Stop by Hertz Car Sales today. You'll be glad you did. Protect your plants from weeds the attractive way with green thumb colored mulch from Metters Lumber True Value. Right now, get 5 bags for just $15 while supplies last. It acts as a natural weed barrier, manages soil temperature, and helps retain moisture, especially during drier seasons of the year. 2 cubic foot bags come in your choice of red, black, and brown and include a 12-month color guarantee. At this great bargain of the month price, why not stock up today at Metters Lumber True Value with locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville.
Doe's Eat Place is the best of the best steakhouse in the River Valley. Award-winning steaks in a great atmosphere is what you will experience every time. Doe's Eat Place offers over 150 selections of wine, including 50 Cabernets, 200 spirits, including 80 whiskeys, bourbons, and scotch, and 75 beers, with 20 different local beers and 50 imported and craft beers. Everything you need for a memorable evening is at Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd in Fort Smith. Open 5 till 9 Monday through Thursday and 5 till 10 Friday and Saturday. Call 784-9111 for reservations.
Perfecting your climate, one home at a time. B&J Heating and Air. When you need us most, we'll be there. We'll get it right the first time. Give you quality air. For the very best service, you can count on us. B&J is the name you trust.
When you need us most, we will be there. Call 479-646-0284 or go online at bjheatingair.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, the Xerox authorized agency and dealer in the River Valley. The 29 new models of Xerox business printers and copiers represent a quantum leap forward in office technology. They are designed for the way we work today, safely and securely. They're powered by Xerox Connect Key technology. They're innovative and affordable with both black and white and color devices available. For more information, give Dixie Digital a call at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing Xerox document innovations to the River Valley.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Halftime is brought to you by Orr Auto Park. Score more with Orr. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson.
1-2 pitch. Open swings. Hard shot. Through the right side. Base hit. Washington to third. He gets the green light. And the throw. Not in time. Hogs win. The Razorbacks finish the sweep of Missouri. And that's how you do a Sunday at Baum Stadium.
We're doing a Tuesday at Baum-Walker Stadium tonight. 6:30 first pitch. 6 o'clock airtime. I'm on the call with Bubba Carpenter. We got it right here on ESPN Arkansas. We also have some tickets to give away to the game tonight. Historic because Arkansas and Little Rock, or UA Little Rock, or UALR, or Little Rock University have never played each other, not in this or any other sport. But it is the start of the Diamond State Series. Arkansas will also play UAPB. in a couple of weeks. That'll be at Baum-Walker Stadium on April the 16th. So I also think this is the start of something new. I think that you can probably count now on the Razorbacks playing the Trojans and the Lions in baseball until Kingdom Come. And I think this is going to be expanded to basketball, and I think that will expand it this next season. I don't know where the game will be played, but I remember hearing some talk about maybe even being a doubleheader, men and women, at the arena with no teams in North Little Rock.
You love that reference, don't you?
Well, that's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's not a sporting arena. It's an arena with no teams.
And that was the question I had for you on the rundown. Would you think it would bleed over to more football than anything? That was more and I don't know.
I mean, remember the Hunter Yurachek stated that when this decision was made, that the scheduling of in-state teams would be open only to schools within the UA system. So that really limits you. And I don't know, maybe you look at, some of the maybe some like UAFS, UAM for basketball exhibition games, before the regular season starts. Baseball, you have a choice now because there's Little Rock and there's UAPB.
Mm-hmm.
But for football, the only one of these programs is UAPB. And Little Rock looked at football, said no thank you. They went to wrestling instead. So it's not like you're going to be playing Arkansas State in football, which is the matchup that most anybody, if you wanted that, that's the one you want to see. For basketball, I was attached to UALR for 8 years. I did the play-by-play for their women's basketball games, filled in for a lot of men's games, counted myself as a Trojans fan, and in some ways still do. I've always wanted to see what would happen with UALR versus Arkansas in any of the athletics. And I think for basketball, it'd be very interesting because Joe Foley's got the women's program at UALR. Really, they've been the most successful basketball team in the state of any gender for the last 10 years. I think Mike Neighbors has the women's team at Arkansas trending towards that direction. I just think it'd be really interesting to see. And I do think that they're working towards that. So baseball's where it starts. I think Dave Van Horn would have scheduled the Trojans, and really anybody, he would schedule Arkansas State if he'd been allowed to, but obviously hadn't been allowed to until Hunter Yurachek took over the athletic department, and now you're allowed to, and now it starts tonight, 6:30. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, DVH seems excited too.
It gives us a chance to see him and his family a little bit, but I just think it's good for the state. I think it's good for baseball in the state of Arkansas, and I can tell you this, the state has gotten a lot better the last few years, and the talent that's coming out. I mean, I look at our 2020 class, we've got a lot of kids from in-state committed in that class, and they're difference makers.
All right, so we do have tickets to give away. If you'd like to go to the game tonight, we will go to the third caller, 877-377-6963. We've got 4 tickets we can give away to you. That's 877-377-6963. Third caller to dial into halftime gets the tickets. And we'll step aside for a break as we talk with Blake Lovell of SoutheastHoops.com. That's next on ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Tye Richardson. Follow them on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP and at Tye Sports Radio.
Hot dog! Spring is finally here and not a moment too soon. Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. No spring training here. Our all-star team is ready to help you hit a home run with savings up to $3,200 below retail. And the bases are loaded with the freshest inventory in the fort. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all the most popular makes and models right here in one spot. To make this team, these vehicles have to be Rath Road ready. That means they're hand-picked, then inspected and reconditioned in our own Meineke Car Care Center, so you know you're getting the very best pre-owned vehicle you can buy. If you're keeping the car you have, turn the double play in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and up to $200 savings on a set of Cooper tires. Don't commit an error on your next used car purchase. Knock it out of the park with up to $3,200 below retail. At Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer and proud sponsor of the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Tired of all the broken promises and broken equipment at your current gym? The Fort Smith Athletic Club is the nicest and most well-equipped fitness and tennis club in the area, with a state-of-the-art fitness center, Pilates, fitness classes, personal and group training, and the best tennis facilities in the region. 7 outdoor courts, 5 indoor courts, plus pickleball and racquetball courts, and free child care is included. The Fort Smith Athletic Club. Call 452-4031 for membership information.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1